Welcome in, welcome in. James, David, how you doing? Jose, welcome in. Ashab, welcome in. How you guys doing? How's everybody on this fine? The heck is today? Thursday? No. What in the hee-haw is today? Today's Thursday. How's everybody doing? We will get started in just 1 second. I hope everybody's doing well today. And welcome in. Thanks for being here, you guys. Thanks for choosing Truckers Unite Now to hang out with on this fine Thursday morning. We're going to get started in just 1 second. Can everybody hear me okay? I hope. We are also live on X, and we are live on YouTube. So everybody that's joining us on these two, welcome in. Thanks for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said, we're going to get started in just a minute. Today we are talking about the different accidents on the roads that we're having. We're going to talk about the GOT Act, overtime pay for truck drivers, and we are going to also talk about Connor's Law. So I'm glad you're all here. Thanks for being with us. Bluegrass, welcome in, brother. How are you? How are you doing, man? I see you. I'm doing well. This is home time for me. Lee and Lisa, I see you. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. As always, again, we are also live on YouTube and X. So everybody that's joining us over there, thanks so much for being here. I'll turn up my volume, and I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to hear the audience as they speak. Let's see, who else do we have here? Beer Judge, welcome in. Thanks for being here, Beer Judge. Appreciate you being here. Toad Preto is here. User 257 is here. Ashab, I already said hello to you. Ajay, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Hang on 1 sec, guys. What the heck is going on here? Okay, here we go. Now we're rocking and rolling. Okay. Can everybody hear me okay? Jay, welcome in, welcome in. Let's see, who else do we have? We have Kosi, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. Already getting it with the likes. Thank you so much. If you guys can, please share this live. Let's get it out there in TikTok land. Let's get everybody up in here. Let's get every commercial truck driver right here so we can talk and so we can unite and so we can make a change. Thank you. I see you reposting. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. That's what I need from everybody. I need your support badly. I need your support here and on the other four social media platforms if you can. By the way, there's a lot of representatives that I'm finding that are on X. So if you have an X account and you could give me a follow over there, I'd appreciate it. Or YouTube. YouTube's really, really hard, surprisingly. So if you guys can give me a subscription on YouTube, I'd really appreciate it. You guys already are helping this channel grow, and I really appreciate it. Hold on, let me get the Truckers Unite Now in there. Give me 1 second. There we go. Much better, much better. All right, everybody. We got someone over on X. Thanks for being here, X. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. YouTube, welcome in. Welcome in. YouTube kind of has a funky view because it's on my iPad, so it's like going up in the air. Looks pretty funny over on YouTube. Let's see. Legal says, asylum seeker truck driver here. Any hope for us in the near future to get back to drive? Well, Legal, I don't know. I would say just try your best. Spend all your resources and your time and your energy on trying to get the legal route, right? Obtain the legal route. Because right now this administration is not messing around. This is the administration of strictness and laws and rules being passed and enforced. So Legal, the best of luck to you, brother. I hope you make it, man. I would spend all my time and energy, man. Get a lawyer, a good lawyer. Talk to a lot of people. Do your research really, really well. Don't just throw your money around, because I'm hearing that a lot of lawyers are taking advantage of illegals that are here that are trying to get their legal path to citizenship. They're getting taken advantage of. So, you know, they're getting 5-10 grand, and like that's all a lot of people have right now with the economy, and they're just taking it and they're not helping them, which sucks, and I'm not for that at all. I am not for that. We need a change in humanity, guys. We need a change in stop with the money already. Money is just a tool. It's just a tool, okay? It's like this calculator. It is just a tool. Is it important? Yes, money is very important, but it's only 5% of the bigger picture, right? If this is the entire picture, money is just a small portion, man. It's not everything. You're welcome, Legal. I don't know if I'm sure I have a lot of followers that are in your similar stance. So I would say just keep coming to the lives, brother, and talk to people, and put it in the chat. If anybody in the chat knows, Lee and Lisa might know. Go follow them, Lee and Lisa. They're a great resource. Get online and just figure out how to get your path to citizenship legally, brother. That's the only way. I heard ICE was in Jersey pulling people over yesterday. They were in Jersey, so they're not playing around, man. So be careful. All right, be safe. Number one, human safety, human life is at the utmost important. Okay, so Mr. Raw says get a valid work visa. That might buy you some time. All right, that might buy you some time. Thank you for that, Mrs. Raw. Sorry, Mrs. Raw. Let's see. Wisdom Crown says, I am a truck driver from Africa, Nigeria. Right on. Welcome in. Thanks for being here, brother. Legal says many thanks. All right. You are welcome, brother. All right. So today is about Connor's Law. You all know Connor. I don't know if you guys have seen my video on Connor's Law. I haven't done that much on him. But let's start rocking and rolling, man. If you can, please share the live. I'd really appreciate it. Let's get this out there. Let's see. What do we got, Mr. Connor? Mr. Connor. So Connor's Law is a proposed piece of legislation introduced to codify English proficiency into federal law using a requirement for obtaining a commercial driver's license, a CDL. The law, named after an 18-year-old Connor DeZion, was unalived in 27 by a crash by a driver who could not speak English. He could not read the warnings, and it would require the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, which is FMCSA, to enforce this proficiency, which includes the ability to understand highway signals and highway signs. The proposed law would also mandate the drivers who violate the requirements by placing them out of service. I think it should be stricter even than that, personally. Nothing racist about it. Just it's pretty simple. You have to know the law, right? I mean, I'm sorry. You have to know the language. If I go to Russia, I don't know Russian, but if I go to Russia, does everybody here type a yes in the chat if you think I should know Russian to go drive for Russia on Russian highways for the Russian economy? Thank you, truckers. I appreciate that, brother. Do you guys think, yes or no, that I should obtain or know Russian to go over to Russia and drive one of their commercial vehicles on their highways with their citizens that they love very much, right? Yes, okay. Mrs. Ross says yes. I agree also. So, there's something bigger at stake here. A lot of people, as humans do. Okay, keeping up with Lucky TV says yes also. So there's something bigger at stake here. It's called human life. So like, I don't know. There's 16 of you beautiful people in here. I don't know you guys personally, but I love your families. I care about your families, and I know that you care about your families the same way I care about my family. So human life is at the utmost importance, right? That's number one, is to protect human life. Truckers Lounge says, yes, it's the same in Russia. Should be. That's what I figured. I mean, we are the only country that allows this craziness, right? Okay, so Connor's Law, the purpose, to codify English proficiency as a strict federal requirement for all CD holders to ensure road safety, right? To protect human life, right? Origin, named after Connor DeZion, who was unalived by a truck driver who could not read English in 2017. And let's see what it would do. It would make English proficiency a mandatory requirement for a CDL. Requires the FMCSA, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, to establish guidelines and enforce this requirement. So basically giving law enforcement and DOT, giving them the power to do that. Hold on real quick. To answer your question, the person that just texted me, No, I see you. Pastime, I see you. Connor, okay, yeah. Connor DeZion, HR 3608 is the House of Representatives code. Thank you, Pastime. 3608 is the House of Representative code. And for the Senate, it's 2991. Thank you, Pastime. Let me see if I can pin that. I don't know, Lee and Lisa, if you can pin that or not. Let me see. Oh, I can. Awesome. There we go. All right, let's get into it. Let's get some honor to this kid. He was a man, but he was a kid. You know what I mean? 18 years old. And it would also allow for drivers to be put out of service if they violate the English proficiency rule. Current status. The law has been introduced by Representative Dave Taylor, Ohio. He's from Ohio, and Harriet Hangerson from Wyoming, and is currently a proposed bill. All right. Yep, 38 House of Representatives, 3608, and in the Senate, it's 2991. Let's see if we can get some information on Mr. Connor Law story, and we'll just read a story about him real quick. This is horrible, right? Most of us here have children, or we have nephew and nieces. Could you imagine your 17-year-old child or grandchild to be unalived because somebody did not know the main language of the country that you're in, and that person's life is gone? Like, that's a big deal. That is a huge deal, you guys. Again, thank you everyone for being here. I really do appreciate it. It means the world to me. Thank you on X for being here. I really appreciate it. We're going to start bringing people up here in a minute. On YouTube also, thanks for being here. I really appreciate you guys. And let's dive into Mr. Connor. Thanks everybody for being here. The 29 beautiful people here. If you could please share the live, I would really appreciate it. We need to get this out to everybody, right? This is not a popularity contest. This is an endurance race. We are all trying to save American trucking. That's what we're trying to do here, okay? And that's what a lot of the people in the chat are trying to do. Also, thank you for the follow. Elu Zine, thank you for the follow. I'll just read some of the comments real quick. Lean C6 says, why doesn't Sean Duffy enact Connor's law? I don't know. I have no idea. But that's what, I'm actually going to Washington, D.C. very soon. And instead of trying to get Donald Trump to do things, I'm realizing that it's the Senate and it's Congress that we need to get laws passed through. We need to obtain laws to get passed through. And so what I'm going to do is try to apply pressure on Donald Trump and J.D. Vance to apply pressure on Congress and Senate to to get that passed, and the GOT Act. Hey, King Dollars, how you doing, brother? Welcome in, King Dollars. I'm glad you're here, brother. Thanks for being here. Let's see, bro, pin the common law. Okay, yeah. Can you put it down there again, Pastime, please? Hold on, actually, I'll flip through it. Hang on. Just give me a sec, brother. Let me go back on your chat, and I'll... Do you have where can they go to get that Pastime? Is it change.org? Is that correct? Let's see. Brandon says, had to yet. There's CDL today. What do you mean, Brandon? Okay, let's read about Connor real quick. No, I want to know about Connor. Mr. Connor. That story. Okay, here we go. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, I'll pin that Pastime. Change.org, right? Connor DeZion story. Those of you, I don't know if you know, but on YouTube, let's see, Impact Team Drivers. On YouTube, his mom speaks also. Mama Bear speaks. So that's pretty awesome, man. My heart goes out to her. Mistake. Ignoring road signs. All right, that's not going to pull up. Sorry, guys. I'm getting to it right now. Connor DeZion. Why is it not letting me go in? Excuse me 1 second, guys. I have to get my wife to unlock the screen code for my kids. Excuse me 1 sec. Babe? Can you unlock the code? It's not letting me get on the internet. On Ellie's iPad, please. I know I'm interrupting school. Sorry about that. Does anybody? Does everybody here? Would you like to meet the Mrs. Truckers Unite now? I doubt she'll come on the camera. She's already saying no. Let's see. Ashad says this is not DOT issue. However, the DMV should not issue any state licenses. You don't want to say hi? You don't want to say hi to the beautiful people? They want to see you. You guys will meet her eventually. Don't worry. Y'all will meet her. All right, we're having some technical issues. Just give me one sec, y'all. Thank you so much for your patience. You guys are awesome. I'll read some comments here. Let's see what y'all saying.
Internet won't work.
Do you think I'm running too many devices, maybe?
Was it this?
Yes, that's it.
It's because it's for iPad, so it's restricted on different
we're gonna have to figure out. I'm gonna need another iPad then. Okay, guys, here we go. Here is Connor. Oh man, Connor Jordan DeZion. So that's Connor, you guys. On X and on YouTube. So that's Connor. That's the 17-year-old kid that lost his life because of a non-English speaking truck driver. Connor Jordan DeZion, 18, of Jacksonville, Florida. He entered the gates of heaven on September 4th, 2017, due to a tragic car accident, actually a truck accident. Connor, 2017, graduate of Creekside High School, lettered in varsity golf all 4 years. He was a student at the University of North Florida, pursuing a doctorate degree in physical therapy. My brother's a physical therapist. He was a member of the North Florida Junior Golf Foundation and the North Florida Professional Golf Association Junior Tour. He collected many tournaments wins throughout his time on tour. President Trump, if you're watching this, you love golf. I mean, how could you not love this kid, right? You love golf. Please apply pressure to Congress and Senate, Mr. President. If you're seeing this, please apply pressure. Let's get this law passed. This is important. He was also a valued employee at the Slammer and Square Golf Course, known by many as Peanut. He touched the hearts of everyone he knew with his keen sense of humor and a quick wit. Exactly 1 year before the accident, he dedicated his life to Jesus. Connor is survived by his parents, Melissa Hendricks and David DeZion, brothers Colin, sister Jessica, Colin. Jessica is the wife of David, Thomas, grandparents Janice. Okay, I won't read all that. He was preceded by his grandfather, Bobby Hendricks. In lieu of flowers, the family respectfully requested donations be made to Connor's name at the Florida Junior Golf Foundation. I love it when people do that. It's like, don't give me money, in honor of whoever was unalive. Like, give money to this organization in honor of that person. I love that. We're about that. We don't want any money here. We just need support. That's it. We don't want money. We want the ability to be able to make our own money. That's what we're doing here, right? All right, let's see. Let's get to the story. They would like to share in the memory of our champion angel. Arrangements are under the care and director of, etc., etc. Okay. That's not telling the story. That's just a little bit about Connor. Let's get to the main story now. Again, everybody, thanks for being here. Let's see. Let's go back. Okay. Ends after 7 seasons. Let's see. This is not a DOT issue. So, Shad, what do you mean it's not a DOT issue? Are you saying Connor is not a DOT issue? Is that correct? What do you mean by that? Would you like to come up and talk about it? Anybody that wants to come up, we will start bringing people in. If anybody wants to come up, just raise your hand and we will start getting some folks up here. Let's go to CDL Life News. You know what? I'm sorry, guys. This is really a pain in the butt. I will be right back, you guys. I apologize. I gotta get the password. Babe, I need the password. It's just gonna keep shutting off on me. 1311. It'll let me. Okay. 1311. Don't anybody remember that, okay? Shh. 1311. All right. 1311. Oh, it is working. Okay, good. 1311. Maybe we'll just get off YouTube. Oh, here we go. All right, we're in. We're not in. All right, let's see. Bill required. La la la. Thank you for that, Two-Tig. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I am trying to get to this. Come on. 1 second. Connor's story getting hit by truck driver. TR, thanks for joining. Welcome in. All those of you that are new, welcome in. Let's see. Okay, here we go. The most prominent story of a person named Connor, or Connor being hit by a truck, involves 2017 unaliving of 18-year-old Connor DeZion. DeZion was unalived in a chain reaction collision on a Florida highway caused by multiple truck drivers. The tragedy has since inspired proposed legislation called Connor's Law. Thank you for that, Two Tiger. I appreciate that. Two Tiger says you did something very meaningful. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Okay, 2017 accident. Pay attention. This is the good stuff. Well, not good, but you know. Location and initial crash. On Labor Day weekend in 2017, Connor DeZion was a passenger in a car that was stopped in traffic on Interstate 95 near Jacksonville, Florida. We've all been there, right, on I-95. The traffic jam was caused by an initial crash involving an 18-wheeler driven by Russell Rogtinko. Fatal collision. While DeZion's car was at a standstill, a second semi-truck driven by Yadwinder Sagha failed to stop and slammed into the line of parked cars. Traveling at 70 miles an hour on cruise control, Sagha did not hit his brakes until 1 second before the impact. Terrible. The force of the crash crushed DeZion's sedan, unaliving him instantly. Imagine if this was your child, or your grandchild, or your loved one, or your nephew, or your brother, or your grandchild. I want you guys to picture this, okay? I want you to picture this. English language barrier. Oh, wait. Let's back up. Driver negligence. A lawsuit filed by DeZion's family revealed multiple factors contributing to the tragedy. 1, distracted driving. Both truck drivers were found to be distracted. Sagha was reported looking at his phone while Rogtinko had been on the road for more than the legal amount number of hours to be able to drive. English language barrier. Sagha, a Canadian driver, reportedly could not read English and therefore failed to understand electronic warning signs on the highway, alerting him to slow down. So he couldn't read the signs. He didn't know English. He did not know English. How you obtain a CDL not knowing English is mind-boggling to me personally. How do you obtain a CDL and you don't know English? Enough is enough, okay? Improper hiring. Rogtinko's company had hired him without a background check on a proper commercial driver's license, CDL. The aftermath and Connor's Law. So let's just talk about this for a second. So we have both drivers distracted driving, okay? One has been driving for too long, all right? Not being a professional, not pulling over. You know, y'all, I have had hours before, like still on my clock. I've had 5-6 hours left, but I was so tired. I was dangerous to be on the road. Guess what I did? I pulled off the road and I took a little nap, right? Took a little 30-minute nap so that I'm safe, so that I'm legal, so that I'm more importantly safe, right? Our number one job is to protect human life, drivers. That is number one. Public safety, protect human life. That is our job. We're not driving Honda Civics here. Okay, when we make mistakes, people perish. People are destroyed. We must protect human life. It is our job. Put the phone down. There's plenty of podcasts and radio channels that you can listen to while you're driving to absorb your time. Like, I get it. But paying attention to your phone at all, period, end of story, is a no-go. Let's see. Still Horror Hustle says no immigrant would do what you did to pull over and rest. Well, I think there's a few immigrants out there that would. I mean, I don't think it's an immigrant thing, brother. I think it's a human being thing. You're either professional or you're not, right? Like I hear what you're saying. Like maybe their sociology, like status, right? Maybe they don't care about human life as much. Maybe that's what you're trying to say. Um, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for you, but Carisi says they do bribery with DMV to get CDLs with no English. Yeah, Illinois was caught doing that. What 7, 8 years ago they were caught doing that. Lauren says, "Yep." Still Horror Hustle says, "What's going on, y'all? What's going on, man?" And he says, "Exactly. Yep, yep." Okay, the aftermath and Connor's Law. Check this out. On X, welcome in. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Everybody that's sharing the live, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to my heart that you share the live, you tap the screen. It means a lot to me when you comment because that's how Truckers Unite will get bigger and that's how we make a real dent. That's how we make a real change, right? The more the merrier. So let's get us all united. I am starting to hear it at truck stops everywhere I go. I'm not hearing anymore, truck drivers will never unite. I'm hearing, bro, truck drivers are actually uniting. It's crazy. Not just here, but like everywhere on all different truck driver channels. I mean, there's 5 or 6 on TikTok alone that are great people that love the industry. Okay, the aftermath and Connor's Law. Lawsuit and verdict. In 2021, DeZion's family won $1 billion wrongful death verdict against the 2 truck companies involved. Proposed legislation. The tragedy inspired the proposed Connor's Law, thank you for the heartbeat, which aims to codify existing federal regulation requiring English language proficiency for CDL holders. The DeZion family attorney argued that law enforcement of these regulations contributed to the fatal accident. Changes in enforcement. The U.S. Department of Transportation, DOT, has since announced new guidelines to strengthen the enforcement of English language requirements for truck drivers. That's why you see all these videos on TikTok of these cops. Did you guys just see the one with the Asian truck driver man, the older man that was on the side of the road? And like the cop was like, "What does this mean? What does this sign mean?" It's starting. It is definitely starting because of all this chatter. That's why I'm doing this, you guys. This is for Connor. This is for Connor. Let's see. Charzy says California trucking schools owned by Singh caught doing bribery, owner still in jail. Good. All right. That's what we need. Let's protect people. Pastime says Melissa is Connor DeZion's mom. Okay. Wait, is Melissa here right now? Pastime? Abansar, sorry if I said that wrong, brother. How are you going to unite when blah, 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 just because we're different? Wait, how are you going to unite when we don't like some among us? Some of us don't like us just because we are different. Well, on that, brother, that's like a human heart issue. My advice on that is, my comment on what you said there, Alpha, is there's always going to be hate, right? That's a personal issue. That's not a truck driving issue. That's a personal issue. There's a few racists out there, right, that are just against illegals or against Indians or something like that. We're not about that here. We're not about interrupting here. We're not about hate here. We're not about sex here. We're not about race here. We're not about gay or not gay we're about the American truck driver. That's it, brother. We're uniting truck drivers one driver at a time, 1 mile at a time. So here you're safe here. You're not gonna have any of that here. If you remember, there's a lot of people out there, bro. There's evil people, man. That's why my suggestion is just focus on good people. Focus on people that make you feel good, people that aren't prejudiced. Just don't give any energy or time to the haters, to the trolls, to the racist people. That's how we get rid of racism, right? So I know what you're saying is true. I know it exists. I just choose not to focus on it because to me, it doesn't matter. To me, the way I help with racism is I don't talk about it, right? And I try not to say like, oh, that black dude or that Asian dude. I try. If I know him by name, I just say, do you know James? Not, you know that black dude, James, right? Because I don't know, what does it matter what skin color any of us are? If you remember back during 9/11, if you remember, dudes at 7-Eleven were getting hurt, like people were beating them up, right? And like I said, there's always going to be a little bit of hate out there. There's nothing we can do about that. But just don't give it any energy, brother. I believe there's more good people out there than bad people. That's my personal thought on that. Okay, anyway, changes in enforcement. The U.S. Department of Transportation has since announced new guidelines. I already read that. All right, other notable Connor or Connor accidents. It is important to note the search for Connor or Connor and truck accident may also bring up, let's see, country singer Connor Smith in 2025. Oh, in June 2025, country singer Connor Smith was involved in a fatal pedestrian crash in Nashville while driving his pickup truck while he was struck by a 77-year-old Dorothy. Okay, that has nothing to do with trucking. Sorry. All right. Website 03. Does anybody remember the code? Was it 0311? Oh, damn it. Hang on, guys. Let's see. Carsey says the Sing organization was also caught with stealing high value loads with one Mexican 11 and 11 Indian involved. Damn, dude. Wow. Pastime says at Lawrence, Jonathan, true, but only regulations, not law. Yeah, that's important. What Pastime said, let's pin that because it's really important, you guys, to realize the difference between rule and law. A law has to be passed by Congress and Senate, and it can only be undone by Congress and Senate, right? It's really, really hard. Coffee with Bob taught me that, and Lee and Lisa taught me that. A rule can be changed after an administration, right? So in another 3.5 years, a lot of these rules that are happening with the Trump administration can be changed. All right, let's see. We have our first guest. Let's bring up some folks. I'll be right back. I got to get that code, you guys, but you can start talking, Pete. Hey, what's that code again? All right, whatever. Welcome in, Fat. How you doing? Fat dog.
Good, man. Yeah, we talked a couple of weeks ago. So, hey, you bring up this rule and the law and all that
Yep.
stuff. Bob says it's rule. I got another bunch of guys that are saying it's law. And there was even a guy that sent me the code and all that stuff. And so I'm really confused. And I think there's a lot of us that are out here that are confused. So I don't know where we're at. So can you clarify? Is this a rule? Was it a law? And then they shrunk it to a rule, and then they paused it. What do we got cooking here? Because there's a lot of it's trucking. So we're like a bunch of kindergartners, right?
We are.
9 different stories going around. So can you clarify it? Want me to help?
Yes, please. That's why I brought you up.
1937, this was brought to a regulation. Okay, that is the 391.11, I do believe it is. It has only been a regulation. Currently, we have an executive order that is making it basic law of the land. They don't have to follow it, or they'll lose their funding. Right now, it is in the Senate and the House in 2 different parts. Connor's Law is actually 2 separate parts. One is the beforehand. We need to start doing the test in English only, and if they can't pass it, they can't have the CDL. 2 is if they're caught on the road, they're immediately removed from the truck, and they are, basically sent back wherever it is that they go. And, unless they're U.S. citizens, then, of course, they stay here. They just now have a felony charge. But essentially, right now, we're asking people to sign the petition. And this is James Lamb of the SBTC that's put this up in care of Melissa, the mother to Connor. And she's got a campaign, a rather large one, on Facebook. And she's not really here. So I don't know if she's here or not. We're trying to get her to come over to here so that we can get her to come up. But
that would be awesome.
Essentially, we need you to sign that petition so that we can get the bill that is already on the table pushed through a little bit faster. And that would make it law. Then it would not be able to be changed. Because what happened was Obama went in and lifted the restriction in 2016, right before he left office. So that's what actually happened. And that was his present to us, was lifting that restriction.
And we got a bunch of guys, especially down in the basement, that are talking about, well, who cares if it's rig or law? Well, there's a big difference, because we don't want the next administration coming in and striking down the executive order and
Bingo.
letting it go back to where we were 2 or 3 months ago. That's the key to this thing, I think. And so moving forward, we need to get more people on this petition, like what you're saying. But I wanted clarification because I'm about ready to blow my brains out, because you got guys on this side saying it's not, guys on this side saying it is, and then you got guys in the middle saying who gives a shit, you know, that kind of thing. So we don't want to be that group of not giving a shit. We want to make it a law so that if they come here, they learn our language, they learn how to read, write, whatever, and then they can operate in a little safer capacity than what they've been doing up until the Florida incident, right? And we've all been damn near run off the road on how many occasions in the last 10
years. Yep.
right?
Yep. Exactly.
I'm afraid to pass I'm afraid to pass Landstar anymore. I'm just telling you that. Like,
Well, I'm afraid to pass anybody anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care what they're
Yeah.
doing.
It's everywhere. Everyone everywhere.
They're doing everything else behind the wheel except driving, right?
and you know, the thing is we need to understand that if we don't get it passed, right? If we don't give the little push that they need to pass it, now they're already talking about it big time, right? But we need to keep in mind which one we want to pass, because the one that is, what is it, 5668, I do believe it is, 5688. It's being like 38.
I can look up pastime. If you want me to look up anything, I have my iPad right here.
It's the bill that OOIDA is pushing forward, and it actually goes directly against Connor's law when you break it down, because it's
You want me to look it up and
they
read it?
only get a year behind the wheel and blah 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 and all this other stuff, and we just, you know, they're going with the English proficiency, but they're not going with the whole domicile thing. Like, they're going directly against Connor's law and
Right.
trying to bring people in, because let's face it, the megas can't get American people to work for them anymore, because who wants to be a number?
I'm seeing more and more videos of people, American truck drivers, just giving up because of all the above. They're tired of being in danger on the roads. I don't blame them. They're tired of the pay. I don't blame them. And they're just tired of the BS. Everything is a lie to us. Everything's a scam to us. And it's getting old. Dude, that's why we started this, right? It's just getting old. What's up, buddy?
But like I said, we really need to, I mean, it's on our webpage, but we don't want to split the petition unless you just absolutely refuse to sign change.org. We would rather you don't sign ours. That was basically just showing that what we could do.
Hey, pastime, put it in the chat and I'll pin it real quick so people know where to go, please.
Hannah, it's my name, man. It's not hard.
So, you know, 45 years in the business, and I mean, so be in your 60s and not have another direction. You know what I'm saying? Because this is all I ever wanted to do.
Right.
So be in your 60s and not have another direction, and then sit there and go, should I retire? But I love it too much, and I'm in pretty good shape for my age. So I don't want to quit. But I get what you're saying. Is there's people just wanting to throw their hands up and say to hell with it and be done with it. So
I'm trying to encourage people not to give up, man. I love it too, brother.
Absolutely.
I love it too.
Jonathan, I wanted to answer a question real quick because he's kind of confused. It is a bill that OOIDA is saying they're backing up, but ATA, TIA, and IONA are all backing it up too. That's how you can tell when it's not for us.
Oh, that makes sense.
Say that again. Say that again.
Okay, so OIDA is coming out and they're saying they're backing it up. I need to get the actual bill. I think it's 5388 or 5688. And it actually is the bill that is going basically directly against Connor's Law when you break it down.
Is it by
They're trying to
OIDA?
make it seem- Yeah, they're trying to make it seem like it's a good thing. There's about 15 bills out there. And we need to really be careful which one we're going after.
Oh,
So they're
okay.
trying to confuse us right now.
I'm looking it up right now. This says
Well,
base.
gee, that's a big shocker, right? That we're getting confusing stuff from the government.
That's why I started the webpage, is so that we can get people, voting for the right bills, pushing the right bills through, and not listening to the noise that's out there.
Right.
So where do we go on Facebook then? How does that work?
Where do you go on Facebook?
Yeah, so you said it was Connor's Law, or what were you saying
Yeah,
about
Connor's Law is the petition. It's actually on change.org. We decided that we weren't going to split it, right? Because it's already at like almost 20,000 signatures. So we want to leave it at one place. We helped James Lamb and showed him what we can do with petitions and how we're going to start putting all the petitions that we want drivers to see in one place, right? We're trying to form basically the town square for drivers, right? You're going to be able to go there, talk to each other. I mean, it's basically going to be so that we can unite and have one place to go. And it's called Pastime for a Change. So
There we go.
Being done by me. I'm not paying anybody. I'm not asking for any money from anybody else. When we start pushing forward the other things that we're doing to try to take back our industry, that's people will start understanding what we're doing. But right now, we're just trying to get people to go there because petitions and stuff like that are going to start going up there, especially for James Lamb, the SBTC. Right now, we're in the process of making the initial petition maker so that he can just put his petitions up by himself, so we don't have to do it.
So real quick, 2C2 says, you think government cares? Tell me why there is no more PUC. Someone explain. I don't know what PUC means, but I want to tell everybody this. It doesn't matter what government thinks. Well, okay. Well, we tell the government what to do. Period, end of story. They are our representatives. We vote them in. We tell them, but we have to tell them what to do, right? Right now, we just have brokers and mega carriers and the ATA and the TIA telling the government what to do. There's not enough drivers involved, brother, telling them what we want from our viewpoint, right? So 2C2, I hope that answers that. We have to get involved, man. We got to put away our keys 25% of the time and get involved. Similar to what I'm doing, man. We all need to get involved or we're not going to have an industry soon.
We actually see Vince as being our voice in Congress, lobbying for us when we finally get that big. But that's part of the unity is we will need that division. I'm just not interested in it.
Right. Dude,
that's the whole thing.
So the other thing that I wanted to bring to your attention, because I had a couple of guys bring this to my attention, and I finally did find it on TikTok, was that they've got videos, and who knows with AI out there anymore, if the videos are real, and those kind of things, right? But, so, they've got videos of these Indians changing their DOT numbers out in the park.
Oh, yeah.
These trucks
Yes,
out.
sir. That is 100% real.
Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, it is 100%
Yeah.
real. Actually, Ghost Wolf that does another live, he actually recorded that in my home state, right down the street from my house, by 2 trucks that came in. They changed their ELDs out, they changed their truck name out, and they can go on the road again. 2 things this does. 1, gives you a brand new logbook, and 2, it makes it so you can actually take that load and it never is seen again.
Don't forget the trucking company out of Ontario, California that just unalived those 3 people and sent 4 to the hospital. They're out of Sacramento. I saw 2 different videos of people that went by their location where they're located. They're already changing the names, the DOT numbers. They're already changing the names on the trailers and the trucks. They're already in business under a different name, running Well, that man is in prison, and you think they?
filed bankruptcy on
Yeah.
everything on the first company, and they've already changed the names out. They're back in business, and you don't even know the trucking company no more.
And the hard part for me on all that stuff is, I mean, if you're legitimate, right? My daughter and my son-in-law were leased to us for a couple of years, and then they wanted to break out on their own, and they took an application to go get their DOT number and their MC. Well, in that transition period, and I think it was 12 or 13, it was 11 or 12. Anyway, in that transition period, they held them up for 6 months doing the background checks, legitimizing that they actually needed a DOT number, and they didn't have one assigned to them prior, right? So the DOT was doing all their checking, and then you got shit like this going on the West Coast, right? So they've already filed bankruptcy, they've already moved on to a different DOT MC number, and it just blows my mind that they can be that stinking underhanded in our country.
But we can fix it. It can be fixed, right? Here's how you fix it. And I've already told people this. Okay? One DOT number per lifetime. The
There we go.
entities that you start with those DOT numbers, like broker, warehouse, carrier, go on the end of it, and it is tied to your Social Security or equal documentation, equivalent documentation. This stops all the fraud from overseas. It stops people that are in the industry from actually, going and being underhanded, because literally you screw up one time, you're out of the industry. It doesn't matter if you're a carrier, a broker, a warehouse, it does not matter.
You're next, Brandon.
One
You're next.
number assigned.
But it doesn't stop their kinfolk from going out and doing the same thing that we're seeing going on the West Coast. So,
Well, yeah, it
you
does.
see what I'm saying?
It does eventually. Eventually it does.
All they need is a TIN number. All you need is 15 minutes on the internet, sign up your TIN, you get your tax identification, and you're in business.
All right, boys, let's give Brandon a second. Brandon has some good news for us. Brandon, go ahead. What do you got?
My students get their CDLs today.
The what now?
Oh,
Yeah, you're breaking up pretty bad. Yeah, you're breaking up pretty bad. Barely.
oh man.
You gotta be in a tunnel or a cave or
Yeah, something.
underwater or on the moon. I don't know, but we can't understand nothing.
Let's give it one more shot. Brandon, can you hear us? All right.
Yes, sir. I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. We got you now. Go ahead.
Oh, you got me? All right. My good news was I had 2 of my students get their CDLs today.
All right. Good job, man. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Those of you that don't know, Brandon is a truck driver. He just became a CDL instructor recently, a couple weeks ago.
What state?
And I don't know. Brandon, what state?
Alabama, sir.
Alabama.
Well, that's good, because we're actually going after California's authority to issue CDLs right now. That's another actual complaint that the SBTC has out on them, is they are refusing to follow the executive orders. They're refusing to follow the FMCSA orders. So we currently are after their authority to issue a CDL, period.
Oh,
Yep.
dang.
So keep doing what you're doing, Brandon. Brandon cares past time. He actually cares about what he's doing. He's one of the good
We
ones.
might need to talk then, because we're trying to get trucking schools that are actually teaching truck drivers, not trucking schools that are getting,
Blowing them through. Yeah.
back from the government just to push them through.
So Brandon, go follow Pastime. Pastime, you know what to do. And yeah, congratulations, Brandon. That's awesome, man. That must be a good feeling. That must be a great feeling.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. They actually, these 2 was actually was actually in there a week before I got in, and it was time for them to do it. And I took the old Well, that old trainer, I don't know what he was teaching them, but he wasn't teaching them how to drive a truck. I'll tell you that.
Well, because nowadays all they care about,
Their hours, so.
yeah, these third-party testers, all they care about is the money. Just give me the $5,000. I don't care. I'll pass you. I want, and you know, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think you don't get the money in as a teacher, as a school. You don't get the money if the person doesn't get their CDL. Is that correct? I don't think you get the money.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So.
You are correct.
See, maybe, hey, pastime, maybe we could change that. Maybe that needs to be another law that's passed, like, you know, where it's about teaching you to be a true professional.
We're trying to
I
start
feel like we need to
basic
be paid
things,
hourly, but
you know, on the job, and you're getting paid to learn, and you know, it's not like it is now, where you just push them through school, because literally that's how the mega carriers have been staying on top right now, because the freight's really not good. It's actually not. I mean, you've got 60,000 brokers out there trying to, you know, race to the bottom, trying to get the freight. And,
Yep.
you know, even the, I'm drawing a blank right now, but when you have a agreement with somebody, they're even suffering, because now all these companies are saying, hey, wait a minute, these guys over here are doing it cheaper, and everybody's being raced to the bottom. And half the problem is nobody really knows what the freight's worth. So they just go in there and they say, oh, well, I can get a truck to move it for this price. And now they can't get it to move for that price because, well, frankly, these guys that can't read, write, or speak English are being told by the people that can read, write, and speak English to stay off the road because their trucks are being impounded.
Well, that's what 371.3 is for, broker transparency, you know? It's pretty simple. That way you can base what you need to make as a carrier, what you need to make on the load.
You would kind of know what was, you know, the going rate for reality out there, instead of the fictitious, oh, I only got, you know, $3,000 into it, when in reality, you know, they got $12,000 into it.
Right. All right, let's see. How do you say your name? J Merck, welcome in. How you doing, man? Let's see if he'll come on.
Unmute your mic, man. If you don't know how to do that, you click on your profile, go to the microphone, unmute it, and then push save.
Let's see. Gilla Will says they need to raise broker insurance bonds to over $2 million instead of $75,000, so new brokers can't underbid. That would do it.
Hold
But
on a second. You need to understand something, because of what we've done, okay, that literally will annihilate the industry. You got to know what you're actually voting for. There's a lot of people that are saying stuff out there, but if you did that, okay, next year, okay, they're supposed to make it so you have to have $75,000 liquidable assets, not including your house, okay, to remain a broker. So what does that do if you say 2 million? It puts all the megas on top and eliminates all the people that are keeping them in check. So be careful what you're asking for, my friend.
always a vacuum, isn't there? Oh, well, he left. Let's see. Okay, so Fat Dog, you wanted to know the difference between a rule and a law? The main difference is that a law is a comprehensive system of rules enforced by the government with severe punishment consequences for breaking them, while rules are guidelines set by similar groups like families, schools, or sports teams, temporary government systems with more flexible, less severe consequences. Laws apply to everybody in a community, city, state, or country, whereas rules apply only to the members of the specific group that they were created for them. So, in my mind, a rule is like while the administration is in, whatever administration is in, there's your rules, right? And then the next administration comes in, they're just going to all reverse everything and then change it. And that's what they do constantly, right? It drives me crazy. But law is law. Law is like a felony. Rule is like a misdemeanor. That's kind of the way I look at it, Fat Dog.
And thanks,
You know.
right, and thanks for that. And thanks for that. But thanks for that. But I wanted to know if the EO, what he brought me, who designated that either as rule
Yeah.
So that's where I was having, that's where I was struggling, was everybody was saying, well, these guys are saying, oh, it's a rule, and then these guys are saying it's law, and I wasn't getting a good answer off of either side. So
Right.
that's where I needed. But thanks for clarifying that.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's, you know, and with everything, the farther down the rabbit hole you go, you're gonna realize that when it comes to the trucking industry, it is so difficult to get concrete, actual facts. That everything is just all over the board. I mean, a $1 trillion business a year. What would you expect, right? There's nothing but corruption. It's like what Charcy says here, and the money in the beginning came from black money from India or Banda. I mean, there's so many scams in the trucking industry. It's not even funny. That's why another thing Truckers Unite now is going to do down the road is we're going to try to stop all brokers, and all carriers outside of the United States to be able to operate in the American trucking industry. Period.
And that should
You know?
be a no-brainer, right? That should just be a no-brainer.
Should be. Yeah.
You have to do that. Stop the idea of getting a TIN and starting a business in trucking. You have to have a MCDOT. I don't care what they call it, but you get one per lifetime attached to your social security number, and every entity within the industry goes under that. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, B, C, W. Okay, you are a 3PL. You're a broker, warehouse carrier, and you wouldn't be able to funnel that money so that you could actually commit tax evasion. That's
Right.
Because that's what they're doing. They're starting these entities so that they can funnel the money back through another entity, and instead of making, $300,000, they funnel it through 3 agencies, and they only made $100,000 for each business. Now they're in a totally different tax bracket.
Yep, and it's to a point now where people can't support their families, and this is our industry. This industry belongs to us, no one else. Period. Brandon, what were you gonna say?
Unity, we win.
Yes.
Sorry about that. I know y'all was talking to me. I had a call with one of my students. We do a practice pre-trip and maneuvers and everything. He failed his pre-trip, so I got to work on him.
Right. You know what helped me, Brandon? This might help you. What helped me, brother? Because with ADHD, it's really, really hard for me to focus. So, and the pre-trips, it's extensive. It's like a 45-minute long actual test, right? So what helped me is I obtained index cards, right? And I had about 20 or 30 index cards. And on the front of them, there was like 4 sentences, right? So I started from the beginning and I would memorize the 4 sentences. Now, in the very beginning, I would memorize the first sentence. And then if I couldn't memorize the second sentence, I would always go back to the first sentence, have to memorize that. Then I'd go to the second sentence. Does that make sense? And then, so like if I was halfway through the second sentence, I wouldn't just start at the second sentence and keep going. I would go back to the first sentence. So by the time I was to the 50th sentence, trust me, the first sentence was just like engraved into my blood. Does that make sense? So, I mean, that helped me, man. That helped me, and I did it with my kids at home. I did it with my wife at home, helped me. It's hard, dude. The pre-trip part, I mean, for me, it was really, really hard. It was not easy for me, personally.
His thing is, though, he don't have a problem. Like, he has index cards. He's out there every time we do it. But his thing was, he got a fear of failure, and he's expressed this to me. He got a fear of failure, and he got a seat, which is the whole truck and the trailer. So he just got a little bit nervous, and he started forgetting things. So I'm gonna work with. I'm gonna try to figure out ways he can remember this stuff. He can write down on the index cards, whatever, because he comes out there every day with index cards. He's one of the most. He wants to do this kind of work. He shows he wants to do this kind of work.
Right.
He just got a fear of failure. I've been working with him. I stayed out there with him till 8:30 at night, actually, practicing with him and practicing maneuvers, pre-trip, all that, because he asked me if I would.
Yes.
And I'm not going to deny it. Yeah, sure. Go ahead, let's do
Right. Yeah, that happens to me too, where like I know all the answers, but I forget like 75% of the answers because like my CDL's on the line here. If I screw this up, if I mess this up, man, I'm not going to get my CDL. I'm like that too. But what's helped me with that as well, I don't know if this would work for anybody else, but maybe this will work for him. Whenever it's just like public speaking. If I get up and I like talk at my church in front of 200 people, if I think that I'm up there and I'm talking to people, I'll freeze and I'll start stuttering like I'll freeze because I'm so nervous. But if I just put it in my mind, like I'm just talking to my wife or my dad or my son, or I just put it in my mind that all these people, they're probably going to forget most of what I'm saying, they're going to forget about it in an hour anyway. So once I remember that, then it becomes easy, and I'm just myself. I just let it flow off my shoulders. I don't know if that might help him, but dude, it's rough. The CDL, it's not as easy as everybody says it is. I mean, it wasn't for me anyway, but then again, I was trained decent, We need stricter schools, that's for sure, Brandon. I'm glad you're over there in Alabama, that's for sure,
Like he impresses me. Like he takes everything I say to a T. Like it's impressive.
Yeah. Well, but not everybody's like that, right? Some people just have a fear of other people. Some people are just nervous in front of other people. And like you were just saying, some people, let's say you get a family man, right? And he's got a wife and 2 kids. And he was making $10 an hour. Well, now he can do trucking and make $20 an hour, and he knows that that's on the line, or she knows that that's on the line to make that $80,000 a year, right? Like if she doesn't pass this damn CDL test, she's not going to make that kind of money. She's going to fail or whatever. That can be a lot of stress for people, man. Not everybody's built for stress,
No.
Cisco. Yeah, so thank you for the follow. Yeah.
I mean, I just want everybody to pass. Like right now, since the food left today, now I got a total of let me see. I got a total of 8 right now. So.
Vegas to San Diego. I just had a load pop up.
I had to pick on you a little bit. You was talking to somebody. I was like,
I didn't even see you. I have a, here, I'll just show you. I have a X going, and then I have YouTube going as well. So I'm streaming on 3 different sites. I mean, the most popular one is here on TikTok, but dude, I'm trying to get everywhere. I'm not playing games, bro. I'm gonna unite all 2 million truck drivers, American truck drivers, and then we're gonna make some real change, man. I'm not playing games over here, So.
yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you having me, man. I'm about to have to go on back to work. I'll see y'all later.
All right, brother. You have a great day, man. Thanks for coming in. All right. Stay safe.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Later. All right, everybody, go follow Brandon. Go give Brandon a follow, man. Show him some love. Show him some support. Brandon is a commercial truck driver. He just recently started teaching. So let's see. Charcy says, I am with you. I am with you in journey for, okay, I don't know what that means. Let's see. Die Hard says, best of luck on that. Many have attempted. That's right, but I haven't attempted. I'm not giving up either, Die Hard. Let's see. And it's already happening, brother. It's already happening. We're going back to Washington, D.C. also very soon. This time, instead of trying to get Donald Trump to pass things, I didn't know that he's limited. I have learned since then. So we're gonna try to get Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Sean Duffy. We're gonna try to get them to apply pressure to who? Senate and Congress, right? All right, let's get on to the GOT Act, you guys. Who here knows about the GOT Act? Anybody? Anybody know about the GOT Act? Let's see. I am with you. Charcy says, I am with you to help American truck drivers. Awesome, brother. Thank you. I really appreciate that. The support. That's what we need over here is support, man. We don't need money. We need support. Cisco says, yep, Cisco's awesome. Everybody go give Cisco a follow too. Everybody that's in here in the chat, like, go follow each other, you guys. This is how we network. Go ahead, Pastime.
How's Miss Cisco?
He's there. Cisco Kid 76.
I'm looking.
Yeah, he used to be a driver. I believe he's a driver and a broker. I think he does brokerage now mostly. He's pretty awesome, dude. He'll hold you to account, that's for sure. He's taught me to be pretty tough, man. We've had some tough conversations, but I like that. That's how we grow, man. Is tough conversations. He's taught me a lot. He's taught me quite a few. Yeah, see, he says I have both. 6 trucks strong. Okay, so he owns trucks. He probably recovers trucks when he has to, I bet. And so he has a small fleet. Good for you, Cisco. I didn't know that, brother. You know, I might attempt to do that here if the economy gets better. I might actually attempt to do that. Leave who I'm leased to, and I might go out on my own. Maybe. I don't know yet. I'm contemplating. All right, let's get into the GOT Act. All right. The GOT Act, guaranteeing overtime pay for truckers. Act is proposed legislation that would repeal the exemption in the Fair Labor Standards Act that has denied overtime pay for many truck drivers since 1938. A bunch of bullshit. Sorry, not sorry. The bill aims to ensure company drivers receive overtime for hours worked beyond 40 hours per week and to fairly compensate them for all their work, including unpaid time spent waiting to load or unload. This bipartisan effect has been reintroduced in both the House and the Senate and is supported by groups like the Owner-Operator Independent Driver Association, OOIDA. That's a little hard for me to believe, but we can look more into that later. Pastime Matt have some more information on that too. He knows more about OOIDA than I do, but how the GOT Truckers Act would work. You want to say something real quick?
No, you're saying something real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead and talk.
All right. Repeal the overtime exemption. The act would remove the exemption from the Fair Labor Act of 1938 that excludes motor carriers and their drivers from overtime pay. Ain't that a you-know-what, you guys and gals? Ain't that a you-know-what? Only truck drivers, right? Have y'all noticed? Everything is against us. Everyone, is against us. Bahan, thank you, brother. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. Everyone is against us. We don't have enough drivers at the head of all these things. Real quick, let's talk about the Nevada Trucking Association, right? Every state has an association, right? A trucking association. I just found out recently by going to my congressman, the staff for my congressman, Mark Amodai, told me, oh, do you know Pete O'Donnell, I think it is? I go, no, who's that? Oh, he's the head of, he's the CEO and the head of Nevada Trucking Association. And him and the congressman talk all the time. And I look him up. You guys think he's a truck driver? Yes or no? Let's see it in the chat. Do you think the CEO of the Nevada Trucking Association is an ex-truck driver? Yes or no? Let's see what you guys have to say.
Can I answer it before they do?
Sure. Go ahead. Answer. Humor me. Go for it.
No, he's actually the head of the ATA of Nevada.
Oh! Ding, 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 ding. Shocker. That shocks me.
So the ATA actually has a office in every state that does their own thing. That's how big they actually are. And they are only lobbying for, and people don't know this, but they're lobbying for the mega carriers, not the independents.
No way. You don't say. The 14% of America.
Brought the ELD into play. They're the ones that wanted the speed sensor. They're also the ones that brought all of the HB2 and HB1 visas into all of this. So, H1B and H2B visas. I gotta say it right.
Yeah. You're good.
Yeah, they lobby for that because of what? What does anybody know?
For money?
Yeah, that's the driver shortage.
Oh, yeah. The driver shortage.
One of those.
Right. Okay, so, all right, no worries. Thank you for that pastime. So So you see what I'm saying? You see what Pastime's saying, you guys? Everything is stacked against us, and this didn't happen overnight. This happened decade after decade after decade after decade while we were busy working our asses off in our trucks, driving 70 hours a week like good boys and girls, but like good law-abiding citizens. People were taking advantage of us behind our back. They were getting into all the right places, all the right positions, and they were lobbying against us, right? And masking it to make it look like they're Ford truck drivers when they don't even know what they're talking about. And I'm sorry, but if you have not driven a truck, if you don't have at least 1 million miles, at least a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, you don't get it. If you haven't spent 300 days away from your family, you don't get it. Respectfully, I say that respectfully. Just like I don't understand what welders go through. I don't understand what cops go through. I don't understand what nurses go through. So guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to get into Congress or Senate. I'm not going to get into politics and say what nurses need. You know why? Because we need a nurse to tell us what nurses need. So for trucking industry, we need drivers at all these positions. And that's what we're trying to do here at Truckers Unite Now. Pastime's trying to do it. Lee and Lisa, Coffee with Bob. There's a bunch of people all over the internet that love truck driving. And we're not going to agree on everything, right? Us truck drivers, we're a pretty hard bunch. But that's because we have a strong spine. We are always like, just, sleeping with one eye open, right? Because we've been taken advantage of so many times. We don't put up with BS, but I'm learning this is the disconnect. This is the crack. This is the fracture in this entire operation is truck drivers have been doing great at delivering freight with all the different hours that we work on, all the holidays we miss, the anxiety, the dangers of driving a truck, period, end of story. You're 7 times more dangerous than law enforcement. On average, our life expectancy is 62 years old, right? Because of all the anxiety and the stress of what it takes to be a truck driver. And people have taken advantage of us, and shame on them. Shame on you if you're taking advantage of a truck driver. It's not cool. Even if you can take advantage of a truck driver, you shouldn't, because they're hardworking men and women. Most of it, I'd say 9 out of 10 truck drivers are good people. They're good, decent people. They're hard workers that are just helping the American, actually running the American economy. So let me back up. I'm getting carried away here. Sorry about that. So what we need is truck drivers at the head of this. And I'm going to start with my state. Soon I'm going to go talk to, gripping your pillow tight. That's good, Chad. That's good. Soon I'm going to go have an interview and try to talk to Pete. I don't care. Like, I'm going to go talk to these people. I'm going to the ATA soon. I'm going to the IRS. And hopefully I can cause some ripple effects. What I'm trying to do is inspire all of you to do what Pastime and I are doing. Pastime's been doing it for a long time. He's actually the first one, you guys, that contacted me when I went to the White House. I was a seriously broken man at that time. You go watch the videos that I have pinned. I was a broken man. I had really, really dark thoughts. And I don't think I need to tell all of you what those are. I'm sure you've had your own. But I was having really dark thoughts at that time, working paycheck to paycheck, and I don't blow my money. My wife and I budget well. I don't smoke, drink. I don't gamble. I don't blow my money. I don't buy nonsense, on the end caps, right, at the grocery store. We don't do all that crap. But yet we're still paycheck to paycheck when I'm given 90 hours a week. It's bullshit, and it's gonna change, right? Pastime for a Change has been doing it for a long time. His energy, like, we should all applaud that man. Lee and Lisa, Coffee with Bob. There's a lot of advocates out here. We need to applaud them and give them credit where credit's due. Dude, he's been at it many, many, many years. I just started 6-7 weeks ago. But yeah, he was the very first one that was there for me, that helped inspire me. Pastime, I'll never forget you, man. There will always be a special place for you here, because you were the first one, man. I say that to a lot of people too. You were the first one that helped inspire me when I was a broken man. I had nobody. I didn't really know anything. I was just barely getting educated and starting to understand again how government works since high school. I'm 47, so I've completely forgotten, the one semester that I had. I just recently realized 7 weeks ago that we have 100 senators and 435 congressmen. So that what I'm trying to teach all of you that are watching, you 41 beautiful souls, it's okay. If you're not smart in something, it's okay. Just learn it. It's okay. Trust me, nobody really cares. Like, we're all so worried about what everybody thinks about us. Trust me when I say none of us really care, right? Nobody really cares how I look or what I'm saying. Not really. Like, most people are going to forget about it in an hour anyway. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Oh, I'm doing something new. So let's see. What's the name here? What is your name, brother? I'm gonna write you on the wall here, but I don't know what name to use. Let's see. Oh, Jay Han. We're gonna do that, right? Let's do it right here. Jay Han. Thank you for the gift, brother. Jay Han. Jai. Jai. There you go, brother.
Whiteboard, not your wall. You do know that's you.
It is my wall, but it's also semi-gloss. Bro, it's semi-gloss.
Your cat is gonna have your eye.
She is. Shh, don't tell. Yeah. Yeah, Chad, you're so funny, bro. She is. So shh, you guys don't tell her. She's a redhead too. So y'all know what that means, right? She's a redhead too. Ooh, boy, I don't mess with that woman. I'll tell you. That's why I married her. I got her on my side. I didn't. Anyways, okay, what were we talking about? So basically, sorry about that little spill. Basically, what I'm trying to say, y'all, we need to get involved. So many people on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, so many people are focused on the followers, right? Or they're focused on the comments and this and that. And yet, there we go. Now we got a little war going. Thank you for the galaxy. I really appreciate that. Who just gave that? Y'all are going to get me in a lot of trouble. Now I'm going to have to write his name again. John J. Okay, we'll just write his full name for that galaxy. He earned it. Wait.
Hey, you know that art paper is cheap. Wall paint is not so much.
This is true, but I don't care. This is my little corner. I'm in our master bedroom right now. Like, here, I'll just for fun. Look, for fun, I'm gonna give you guys just a tiny tour. All right, you ready for this? Look at, and my wife is not happy about this. All right, look at a little studio I made. There's our bed, right? I got all my crap. That's for the truck. That's for the big rig. I had to make a new sign because the one in there is too big, right?
Be careful what you're putting online, bro.
I know.
We already told you about that.
I know.
You're
Yep.
thinking so much as get a piece of mail. You're in trouble.
Yes, you're not wrong. Thank you for reminding me. But anyways,
Well, be friendly with all the truck drivers, but they're not all truck drivers.
I know.
They're not.
I know. There's
They don't like what we're doing.
yes, there are some dark people in here. I'm sure. I'm sure there's 2 or 3.
There's going to be many a penny banks disrupted if what we're doing kicks off.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes. So, drivers, I guarantee you out of these 38 people, okay, well, 38, 37 minus pastime, I guarantee you one of you, or 2 or 3 of you 37, there you go. Kevin's a truck driver for 15 years. Thank you, brother. Thank you for your service, man. We appreciate you, Kevin. Kevin Haluska. Hope I said that right. Yep, Die Hard said the threats will come. Yep, I haven't had any yet. Thank the good Lord. But anyways, we must get involved together. There are so many people that say, I'm the guy. I am not the guy. There are 2 million of us strong, right? There are 86% of us that truly love this industry and we run this country. We run this country. We run the government. There is no government funded. There is taxpayer funded, okay? There's Kevin Haluska funded. There's Chad Collins funded. There's Pastime funded. Those F-16s flying in the air, those are our jets. You know what I'm saying? Kevin, thank you, sir. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate the heart me. So please, y'all, get involved. I don't mind being the speaker for us. I don't mind that at all, being the speaker. That I can see. You guys tell me what to say. What we want collectively is what I go and represent and say for us, right? It's not for me, it's for us. And there might be a few things in there that I don't even agree with. But if the majority of us agree on something, right? And I'm the smaller percentage that doesn't agree, I will still speak what you guys want. You know, we need to set up something similar to what our forefathers did with the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence. We need to set something up where we have, our own guidelines and something to protect us from ourselves so that we don't sell out and so that we can't get real cocky and destroy the unity within ourselves. That's why I believe Truckers Unite Now, I believe we're going to get something going because we're going to set up something where no one man alone can destroy the organization that we're going to set up. Okay, it's going to be like the majority, right? Just like our constitutional republic. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. It doesn't say and for the democracy for which it stands. It says and for the republic, constitutional republic, y'all. All right, let's see. We got Lawrence wanting to join. So please, y'all, get involved. Get involved. Lawrence.
Don't forget, though, when you start making those webs, okay, when you actually get that big, you're going to have the same problem that I just had. If you look at my account, it's now passing for a change version 2, right? That's because my 3,000 plus followers just got annihilated because I said that we needed to stop taking power only loads and that have somebody else's name on the side of them, making them the money that is literally putting us out of business. And they nannered my account. We will
Yes.
not give it back, period.
Yes. I've heard that from a lot of people. You have to be careful with
So
what you say.
What we're going to be
Yeah.
doing is people like you and I and Chris and anybody that's working with us, you'll have your own bio on the webpage so that when you do get nannered, they know where the new account's at.
Nice.
Wait and find people. So that's
Nice.
something else that's going to be coming up. Like I said, it's the town square of truck driving.
I love it. I love it. Lawrence, welcome in. How are you?
I'm quite well, sir. Thank you. And thank you for your live. Thank you for inviting me in.
Yes, sir.
What caught my attention were the words constitutional republic.
Okay.
I am so sick to death of hearing the word democracy as us, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands. Now, I've been an over-the-road truck driver since 1986. I
Wow.
got my license. It was considered a chauffeur's license. Now, we didn't complain about what we were making back then. At least the people I ran. We didn't complain about it. Hell, I was making 18 cents a mile.
Wow.
I was making 18 cents a mile. Running a mile back in 1980. I was lucky to make $300 or $400 a week. But you know what?
Yeah.
Paid. Now, this is for everybody listening out there that wants to get into trucking. You have to have a certain spirit to get into this industry. Number one, you have to have a restless spirit, a restless soul. You have to like to travel if you want to do it proficiently and responsibly. Now, there's a key word, responsibility. Responsibility is a very key word in this industry. I have seen the change. The trucking industry in and of itself, doing the job, has not changed over the years. It's still getting your freight from point A to point B, and all points in between if you have multiple stops.
Yes.
The job hasn't changed. What has changed are people's mindsets about this industry. That has changed the mindset. Okay, I heard it said quite a few years ago that we have what's called quote unquote welfare truckers in the industry because they couldn't get a job anywhere else, so they had to take up trucking. I've heard that. I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard that. I love trucking. I'm still trucking to this day. I'm 63 years old, still trucking to this day, and I love what I do.
Right on.
Okay. Government, first and foremost, in my opinion, based on what I've seen in the history I've read, the first rule of government is to divide and conquer.
Yep.
They keep us divided along social lines, economic lines, racial lines, religious lines, political lines. They keep us divided.
Yes.
We can come together like we did back in 1992. Back in 1992, this was by word of mouth on the CB radio.
Wow.
The Trump strike happened. And I was following.
It was 72, bro. It wasn't 92. It was 72.
There was one in 92. There was one in 92 that happened. There was one in 92.
Was it as big as the embargo?
It wasn't as big as the embargo, no, but 1/3 of all the independents and company drivers in this country stopped, but it was not televised. There was no socialization of it like we have nowadays on social media.
Wow.
There were congressmen, and there were cattle ranchers and produce people that raise produce, okay? Produce farmers. I'm calling a congressman as to why they couldn't get their stuff shipped. This was back in 1992.
That's cool.
I was listening to this on the CB radio, the reports of this going on. The chatter on CB radio, I shut down. It was a nationwide shutdown. And I shut down. Truckers came together, and 1/3 of us shut down in 1992. And it made a difference. And
Sure.
watch this. At that time, rates went up, trucking was good, fuel prices went down, and fuel prices go down because there's a surplus of fuel. Okay, so you got 1/3 of, the nation's trucks shutting down, you're gonna have a surplus of fuel. So the fuel prices went down because of that, but it worked. Now,
Right.
with social media like it is today, we are connected. We're connected. We're literally connected on social media. In TikTok, in Facebook, in YouTube, in Instagram. I mean, there are so many avenues.
All 48 states. Boom. At a fingertip.
I've been in all 48 states. I've traveled all 48 states in my career.
Right.
Actually, within the first few years. But we're connected. If. I say if. That's a big word. If we could all come together, or just 1/3 of us come together, and just stop. Just stop. Okay. It's my understanding. I don't haul produce. I don't haul box freight. I haul oversized stuff. Farm equipment, construction equipment, things that go on an open trip. I've
Right.
done this since 1998. All right. So if all of us could come together and just stop for say 3 days, especially those of you that haul produce. Here's the thing.
I have to stop you right there. We cannot go that route because that is actually against federal law, and we can do other things that we don't need to do that. Why are we trying to harm the public?
I was going to bring that up in a second.
Nationwide strike
Yeah.
would be detrimental to our movement.
Well, we could get charged with the RICO Act, but we don't have to show up for work. There's ways around everything. We don't have to show up for work. That's not striking. That's not showing up for work.
If we just united and shut down one Walmart distribution center, okay, we could do the same exact thing without hurting the public, because they're going to bring all those supplies from all the distributions from all over the place, right, to make that happen. But there's going to be a phone call that goes in at 8 o'clock in the morning to Congress, and by noon there's going to be some laws being written. So with unity, we do not have to. And I have to correct you on one other thing, okay? The social media thing, I'm already mannered. Like, I can be sitting at the table, I can put a post on, and my wife and my business partner, okay, Chris, cannot see it. Sitting there looking at their phone that I just put that post on my page, mind you, okay, on Pastime for a Change, and whether or not it's Facebook or whether or not it's here. And here I can tell you, they didn't let me speak in my own chat, okay, because they don't want my message getting out. Now, where we can unite and where they can't shut down is my webpage, because guess what? Even if they shut it down, it's backed up on a server, I'll relaunch it, I'll pay for it to go overseas, and they can't touch us, okay? I'm already ready for it.
As a matter of fact, I joined your Facebook page earlier today during this live. I did join it. So
Okay, which one did you join, though? Because there's one that says private. I don't want you in that one. We're trying to shut that one down. It's actually the public.
It's the public.
Okay. Thank you very much for your support.
I did join that. It doesn't have much on it from what I saw at this point, but let's hope it grows.
Yes.
It should have 139 members right now.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look. Now, what about freedom of speech? Okay, freedom of speech guaranteed us by the United States Constitution, right? It's a form of speech for us to say enough is enough. We support the American economy. We support America. So we shut down. It's our freedom of speech.
Well, not shut down, but we don't show up for work because we can't. I guess they can charge us with a RICO Act if we shut down.
Because when the fuel embargo actually happened, they wrote it in that basically when you sign for your CDL, you're also signing that you are part of the economy and you are essentially the same as military personnel. As far as the president, if they declare a state of emergency and you do not go back to work, you literally will be charged $1,000 per driver and $10,000 per owner. So if you're an owner-operator, that's $11,000 a day.
I guess that's where I fall under the radar because my license was never a CDL and I automatically transferred to that because I was grandfathered in with my original license.
Yes, and we appreciate you being in the service of the trucking industry that long because I came into it after that. You had the chauffeur's license.
There's gotta be a way.
Lawrence, you're on the right track, brother. You are on the right track. Keep thinking about this. I want everybody to keep thinking about this. There are ways around everything. Just ask a broker. Just ask the ATA. They figure it out all the time. Ways around everything. So where there's a rule or a law, we can get around it. Trust me. We just have to be creative. That's all. You're on the right track.
You don't want to shut down the whole economy, but if you shut down the people that are actually paying Congress to lobby, okay, Walmart, Kmart, all the other big distributions, and mostly Walmart, right? Because, like I said, if you shut them down, and they were supposed to get 300 trucks between 3 a.m. and 9 a.m., okay, and those trucks don't show up, they're going to make a call to corporate. Corporate is going to say, well, what's the problem? They're going to say, we don't know. There's no weather. There's no traffic. There's no national emergency. Then they're going to start going to social media and they're going to say, oh my God, they've actually done it. They've shut down the nation. Now, of course, we haven't shut down the nation. We've only shut down that distribution center, right? So they then call and they say, hey, you know, we pay you a lot of money to make sure that we stay in existence. So literally, you better do something about it or you're going to lose our money. Now, Congress is then going to go, wait a minute, that's a big check that makes me millions every year. I think I better do something about that. So the little tiny check of $100,000, $200,000 to the ATA and the TIA throw their way, that check ain't going to matter anymore because they're going to know that the big check is disappearing.
Where are the biggest town criers located? Throughout the
What's
nation?
that?
Where are the biggest town criers located throughout our nation?
The biggest town what? What did you say?
Criers?
Town
So
criers.
meeting points? Is that what you're talking about?
The town crier. Okay, look up the definition of town crier. It's the one who cries the loudest, it's the one spreading the word and stuff like that. Town crier. It's an old term.
Over what though?
No.
Where are the biggest town criers located? Okay, logically speaking, where are the biggest town criers located? They're located in the capital cities throughout in every state. Okay, where's the biggest capital city? Washington D.C.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Lobbyists, because that's a different story. Like we can go as independents of our states. We can go to our representatives when they're here, and we are on U.S. soil. If we all go there, we are now not on U.S. soil, and we are not under U.S. law. So understand, we keep our lobbying groups like Vince, right? If he becomes our lobbying group, we're going to send him to Washington, D.C. We're going to support that. We're going to get that done. So we have our own lobbying group. But we are not telling the people to go to Washington, D.C. at all. Because it'll be the same thing as the, 6th, right? And we're going to leave it at that because we don't want to get the live mannered. But it'll be the same thing as that, where you find out that they can indefinitely lock you up, and there's nothing you can do about it because you were not on U.S. soil when it happened.
Yeah, you have to be careful. You have to be really careful what we do.
I told Vince to get out of DC entirely. Just get out of there. Like, we can do everything from down here. We need you. Here's a link for everybody right here. Okay, this link will actually take you to a web page that you can see what congressmen, representatives you have. Right. This link will take you there. Right there. Okay. If you take that link and you go there, you can find out who to get a hold of. And if we can get the people that are involved in what we're doing to do just that, or, we set up a petition so that when you sign the petition, it's automatically going to send your senator, your congressman, whoever is involved with your state, it's going to send all of them that information, that you signed that petition and that you agree with that. Now, once we start getting a hold of the actual representatives, okay, independently, and the constituents start speaking up, that's when they start listening. Okay, I'll give you an example. Vince went to his representatives. Now they're starting to say, hey, wait a minute, we got to look at this. And that's one person, right? We just had a meeting with Idaho because Chris and I can't remember her name. Blake's.
Audrey.
Right?
Oh,
No, Blake's. You don't even know her. She was part of NOAA, but
gotcha.
Blake's actually living in Idaho, so they were constituents. James Lamb of the SBTC was in on that meeting because they're introducing Connor's Law to them, right? So we're literally doing the work already. What we need people to do is sign the petition, take those web pages, write your congressman, right? Start being a constituent and telling these people, because here's the thing. If the ATA is up there telling them every single day what should be done with this industry, and they hear from nobody else, guess who they're going to listen to?
Mom said 15 minutes.
The ATA, right? But if they hear from all the American truck drivers that control 86% of the
Yeah, because
industry
you
and
need
all
to take your horseback riding.
92% of the freight,
I thought we all done
they're literally going to go,
No, we need to get there at.
we
We
have a
need to
problem
leave at
here.
like 1 and
They're
it's
starting
like
to wake up.
12:40. Okay, 15 minutes, Dad. Okay?
And let me go back to history, okay? When did America get so limp-wristed? Let me put it in, quotes, limp-wristed. What I mean by that is that go back to the 1700s, Boston Tea Party, when England wanted to impose a tax on us. Did we stand for it? No, we didn't stand for it. We dumped the tea in the bank. That's what we thought of the tax. And I still believe that spirit lives in me.
Yes. Yes.
We're so afraid of ruffling waves, of making waves against the United States government that we've got to go through this channel or that channel, through this person, that person. Bullshit.
Thank you. And what is the government? We are the government. We own the government. We, the people, own the government.
We are the government. We're the ones that vote.
That's right.
We're the ones that pay their salaries. All right? If they're not doing the goddamn job we hired them to do, voted them in to do, it's time for us to take a stand. And that means in the United States trucking industry as well. We are the backbone of this country. We're the backbone of it.
Amen.
The backbone. Okay. I know I get going through legal channels and stuff like that, but there comes a time when legal channels, have legal channels work? We've been having this discussion for decades. When a law came out, when the law book started in the 30s, I believe, and it was to protect truck drivers. The logbook was to protect truck drivers from companies trying to push them beyond their limits. So the logbook was created in order to protect the truck drivers. Now, that has been turned around and used against us. As a matter of fact, I'm still on paper law because the truck I own and drive is in 1999. I was exempted from having to be on an ELD. So for all you folks on ELDs that used to be on paper logs, I feel for you. But we need to get a backbone We just need, okay, you're saying that if we just all shut down or a third of us shut down, they're gonna come after us, so let it be. Come after us, but that's not gonna change the fact that we affect this economy and we get the attention needed to make the change needed.
But my point is not that. My point is you're hurting the citizens. If
I
the
know.
citizens go against us, we're done. That's it. They'll go with autonomy.
What are they gonna do without us?
Autonomy?
What are they gonna do without us?
Autonomy? Do you know that they're already in the process?
Economy, exactly. Trickle down. I know economy. I know.
No, not economy. Autonomy.
Autonomy is not big enough.
What do you mean it's not big enough?
It's not big enough yet to control 2 million trucks. There's no way it would be able to do it.
800 trucks were just ordered by load whatever. I can't remember the name of it, but that was 2 years ago. These
Okay.
trucks are in existence. You don't understand. They're already there. They're just waiting for everything to be put forth and all the testing to be done so that they can say, yep, they're safe. Now we just need to do the update.
You're talking about electric trucks.
No, I'm not talking about electric trucks. I'm talking about self-driving trucks. I'm talking about you don't exist anymore.
Self-driving. Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. Self-driving. Yeah. I was not aware of that at all.
Well, they just did the third run from Dallas to Houston with a truck that did not have a driver in it at all, and the only thing they were waiting for, the FMCSA just passed. They do not have to put the triangles out anymore. They can have their warning devices on the vehicle. That was the only thing that was stopping them, and they just got an exemption from the FMCSA.
Awesome. Of course they got an exemption.
And what's going to happen? I mean, are these trucks going to be able to get to the shipper receiver back? I mean, I don't understand how they work. Okay,
They can go from one dock to the next.
I know they can go down the road between the lanes. I've seen them in action. Okay,
Nope.
I've seen drivers in those trucks up to this point. Okay, but when they get to the shipper receiver, then
They can back themselves right into the dock.
All right, guys. Guys, let's pause for a second. Let's see what Spinella has to say here. Welcome in, Spinella. How are you?
Hey, how you doing today, man?
Good, good. What's on your mind, brother?
Oh, I was just listening. I think all this self-driving truck stuff backing into docks ain't gonna happen.
It already is. 3 loads have already been done. They've already put over 4 million miles on those trucks with drivers in them. It's already being done.
That's how many miles. I mean,
Oh, Lee and Lisa said it already has. I'll be damned. I need to do some more research.
There's 2 major issues. Number
Oh,
one,
not yet.
they're not going to have the infrastructure for this. How are these things going to see in the snow and in the rain and all that
They
stuff?
don't need to.
Huh?
They don't need to. They can wait for the storm to go by because they've already put in three times the hours that you put in. They don't need to. They don't need to drive in those storms. They can wait for the plow to come through. They can wait for everything else. They're not going to be like the common driver that's going to be like, hey, I think I can make it. They're not going to be. They're just going to shut down.
For 6 hours, yeah. For 4 hours, 2 hours, 6 hours.
Back up into a dock.
we live in the perfect world, right? It doesn't matter. We've got planes that fall out of the sky. We live in an imperfect world. There is nothing perfect in this world.
No, there's not.
But one of those self-driving trucks.
I personally am not worried about autonomous. There's no way they could cover the volume. I mean, Houston to Texas, that's not even 0.01% of the freight being moved.
Hold on a second. If they're covering all of Houston to Texas,
Yeah.
what do you get when you go to Texas? So it doesn't matter if they can cover all of it. What do you get when you go to Texas other than leaving there?
Traffic.
I don't know. Could these things throw straps on the truck?
Yes, they can. They've got robots that actually strap down flatbed trucks inside the warehouse, and they actually tighten them to the tightness that they need to be, not smashing sheetrock and ruining loads like humans do.
Well, I will tell you this. I'll tell you this. I actually need to make a video on this, but the more autonomous stuff that we have taking jobs from human beings, when those human beings have nothing better to do than to think naughty thoughts, because they have nothing better to do, guess what? They're just going to tear apart. People are going to tear apart those things that are in place. Because if you have nothing to lose and you've lost everything because of all this autonomous crap, I mean, what are we doing? It is the race to make 20 families be able to buy 5 Ferraris while millions can't afford their car payment of a Honda Accord. Because if that's the goal, eventually those 20 families, it's not going to be good for them. And history shows this. The more just a few in the group succeed and have it all, the very, very many, what happens with the town? They come with pitchforks, right? Because they're pissed, because their life sucks and they have nothing to do. So if they have nothing to do and nothing to lose, crazy things happen. It's called human nature. We're animals. We're only civilized because we all have a job, we have a house, we're able to eat food. Like, just wait till you see with these SNAP benefits, these 42 millions not eating this next month, you hear about the threats, what they're saying about like robbing people and taking people's groceries. Probably 1 million of those are accurate threats. I guarantee you stuff's about to hit the fan with those SNAP benefits. I mean, you're going to see human nature at its best when people don't have a job, they don't have a place to sleep. I mean, what is a man capable of to feed his family? Worst case scenario, what's he capable of? What would you do to protect or feed your family if you had to? Now, none of us want to be that guy or do those things, and none of us will as long as we all have a job. But if the goal is to make one man rich, if Elon Musk is the only one with money because everything's autonomous, then those 20 million people that don't have a job, they're going to have nothing better to do than to cause trouble and do crazy things. Now, I don't hope any of that happens. I don't want any of that to happen. That's what we're doing here. We're fighting for the middle class to have a good life like our grandparents did and our great-grandparents did. You know, that's what we're fighting for. $200,000 a year, where a man could support his family and he doesn't have to. You don't have to steal. You don't have to rob. Why? Because you're making enough to get by. I mean, crime went up when inflation went up. Why? Because desperate people do desperate things. So this autonomy thing, man, nothing good is going to come from this. AI, nothing good is going to come from it. Good things will come from AI.
They can keep on going on about the autonomy thing, but they don't keep
Yeah,
on going on, period.
I believe that. Yeah.
The whole hearing on it during driver appreciation, I think it was 23. They did an autonomous hearing during driver appreciation week. That's how much Congress appreciates you. But let's get off of that right now, okay?
Yeah.
Touch on that real quick. So,
Okay, go ahead.
back in the day, we had this code. It was called 1 for 10. You know what that is, right?
No. What is that?
My life is the one life. If I'm going to take out 10 lives, I'm slinging my truck off.
No, Lisa.
Yeah, you can't say that.
I'm trying to word it so it's not a bad word, but 1 for 10. I will sacrifice myself for the good of the others. An autonomous vehicle sees you as an X or an O, and they will never sacrifice themselves.
You're exactly right. But this people need to understand is when they are actually initiated, you won't be on that roadway with them anymore. Okay?
On the other side, on the same thing, who is liable when that thing malfunctions? Am I, as the carrier that owns the vehicle, liable for the malfunction of the product that I bought from the ABC Corporation that designed this thing? Or are they liable for the malfunction of that vehicle that just unalived so many people?
So that brings up a good conversation.
I'll be right back.
Why was it that all negligent accountability has been taken away from anybody that is designing autonomy, just like it was with the C-19, with all the pharmacies and everything else that were coming out with the Pokey. But why is it that they were just given a free pass for the next 10 years? Ask yourself that for a minute, okay? That essentially means that you can't sue them, okay? So you can forget that idea. Nobody's liable for it. Nobody's liable for it.
So the carrier is not liable and the manufacturer is not liable.
Nobody's liable for it.
Now you're going to take my livelihood away. Who's to say I'm not going to slam the brakes on my,
F-3500 series pickup in front of one of them and take a little bump and sue them for everything I can.
You know what I just said? Nobody's liable for it. Who are you suing? You just lied yourself for no real good reason. Who are you?
It's possible to put a vehicle on the highway without having liability.
Okay, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Then you're going after insurance companies and you're making our rates go up on your pickup.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you took my livelihood and I made devil's hands, you know, or,
There's a better way.
I don't man to do the double work, so.
There's a better way than taking your own life. And
I wouldn't take my life. I would, you know, take a little bump. I'd wait till they're making a turn or something. I'd slam my brakes on in front of them and say they didn't see me. It's easy.
They have cameras. They have cameras.
Really
I mean,
yeah, but it's really easy to pull a fuse so things like so come on. I mean, that's it. It's that simple.
so you
All right.
pull the fuse on the traffic lights and
No, on
the
my-
semi truck that you stopped in front of.
On the back of my pickup, I'm gonna pull the fuse and I'm gonna let it run anyway. Say it
Okay,
right
cool.
now.
He knows how fast you're going. So when you go from 20 miles an hour to zero all of a sudden, it automatically already knows that you did that.
I'm just saying nefarious shit's gonna happen.
All right, listen, guys. We're getting carried away here. Let's get off autonomous trucks. We're going down a little bit of a dark road here. Let's get off autonomous trucks. Who here knows what the GOT Act is? Because I got to get going. We have exactly 9 minutes. Sorry to cut it short, but I have to take my kids somewhere. What do you guys know about the GOT Act? Does anybody know what that is?
Yeah, it's an act that is for overtime for truck drivers and fair pay, but first you have to be put back into the Fair Labor Act because we were taken out of it because you can't be part of the Fair Labor Act, nor can you be a skilled driver. That's why we were dropped down to non-skilled labor. So,
Okay.
and we have to get back out of non-skilled labor back to professional driver before you ever try getting the Labor Commission Labor Act to be reversed. But yeah, it's a process that people are going backwards at.
Right. What? Yep, so the Guaranteeing Overtime for Truckers, the GOT Act, is proposed legislation that would repeal the exemption in the Fair Labor Standards Act and has denied overtime pay for many truck drivers since 1938. So does anybody know how to get it passed? How do we get it passed? Call our two senators, say you support the GOT Act, and contact your congressman and say you support the GOT Act. I've already done mine many times. I call at least 2 or 3 times a week. So everybody that's listening right now, please do that. In the numbers that I did, company drivers will get about $500 extra a week. Owner operators will get about $1,450 extra per week. The rates will go up a little bit if we get this passed. And we should get this passed. Why are we not getting paid time and a half like everybody else? Why are we exempt? Because we work harder, we're exempt? It's BS.
Okay,
Sorry,
I'm not devil's advocate.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I agree people that drivers that are away from the homes to reach them with that an hour. Just talk economically speaking. That's going to affect
Wait, it's gonna what now? I couldn't hear you.
It is going to affect us all. It is trickle down economics. If drivers are making more money, companies have to pay more to get their freight.
If they choose to roll it downhill, but if they choose to, instead of making, 500 million a day, they decide to make 499 million a day and give the carriers that extra million in their revenue for those 20 loads that day, then it won't affect the consumer because we don't want to affect the consumer. We are consumers, right? The money is there. This is what people don't understand. The money is there. There's just too many small amount of families at the top 3%, that are taking an astronomical amount of money from the worker bees. We are the worker bees and it's got to stop. Our daily life we're suffering. Am I right? We're all living paycheck to paycheck. We're not growing our savings account. Oh, I'm going to take this load because it gets me home. Oh, I'm going to take this load because I'm going to break even. Why are you running a business if you're going to break even? Why are you producing energy in your life? We're all going to be unalive one day, right? We are all going to lose our life one day. So every second we're alive is worth something. And that's what they know, and that's what we're failing to realize. If you work one day, that's a big deal. That amount of energy is gone forever. And you gave it for what? What did you give 11 hours of your life for? So that 3% of rich families at the top can have a fifth Ferrari? And you're breaking even? Why are you breaking it? I don't break even. I make a profit on every load, or guess what I do? I'll take a loss and I'll drive 700 miles. I will drive empty 700 miles to prove a point that if I'm not going to make money, you ain't going to make money. And yeah, you're going to get another driver to take it. I get that. And that's fine, but you're not doing it off my life. You're not going to do it off Vince's life. Go do it off some other guy's life or some other woman's life. You're not going to do it on my life. My life is worth something, and your life is worth something. So stop working for breaking even, people. Stop it.
I agree with you 100%. That whole indecent attitude that they give us, I tell them, I'm salt, man.
Yeah, yeah.
That will.
That's right.
Before you go, Vince, I wanted to add something real quick that I haven't told you about because you haven't called me.
Okay.
So anyway, the American Federation of State and County Municipal Employees, the FFSCME, has waged war on the Connors Act, and the AFT Union, the American Federation for Teachers, has waged war on Connors Law Act because,
Why?
get this, because, get this, it is going to affect their bus drivers. Your kids are getting on the bus with people that cannot read, write, speak English, or are legal citizens. That is what we are against. So if they're saying that it is going to affect that, I have a definite problem with kids getting on the bus with unsafe, uneducated, unskilled labor people to be taken to the school.
Right.
Can you imagine that? Your kid's got an allergy and that bus driver doesn't understand what he's saying?
I never thought of that. But I'm starting to look at this like an act of communism in a way. Because if you think about it, as an American patriot myself, right? If you don't want to pass a law that protects me and my family, if you do not want to protect, endorse, or encourage or amplify a law that helps me make more money and better my life and my family's life, the next future of American citizens, then you're against me and you're the enemy. Okay, if you're for communism or socialism or something like that, there's plenty of countries that have that kind of a platform. Go to Russia, go to China. There's lots of people that love it and live that life every day. Go be a part of that. Here in the United States, we're a constitutional republic. We're free people. We're patriots. And if you're not for English, if you're not for the American and you're all about just the foreigner, what's going on? Why are you not America first? If you love America so much, and you came here because you want to make more money or you want a better life, there's a system in place to protect. We have to protect that way of life. We are not protecting that way of life if we're all about other countries. Enough with money going to Israel and Ukraine and Venezuela and everywhere else. America first. Our people first. I'm just sick of it. I look at it like, in my own mind, if you're not for our people, you're against our people. Okay, and it's not a white thing, it's a our people thing. It's an American citizen thing. It's not a sex thing, it's not a religious thing, it's a American citizen thing. Period.
Look, Oliver in the bottom, I kind of want to know how it's
Oh,
affecting
1 minute,
you
I'll
if
get
you
off.
speak English.
We need to leave in 6.
And you are
So we need to
American
get off your
citizen.
clothes.
This has
We need
nothing to do with you.
to Alaska.
Like,
Yeah.
How does it actually?
Where's my iPad?
I kind of want that answer.
Say that again?
Thank
This
you.
Oliver, whatever is saying that it's affecting him. Like right here it says, what about if we speak English? I'm a transit bus operator and this is affecting me. No, it's not affecting you. Literally, this has got nothing to do with you. You read, write, and speak English fine unless you're using a translator. If you're using a translator, then yes, it is affecting you. Okay, you're not a citizen. Okay, well, then go get your citizenship.
Right. That's what we're saying. Respectfully, Oliver. We are a land of laws.
I mean,
Period. End of story. We have to follow our laws. You know why we have to, Oliver? We have to follow our laws because we, the people, Congress and Senate, our representatives that we have hired and we have voted in, we tell them what laws to pass. They pass them, and those are the laws that we, the people, want enforced. Those are the laws that we, the people, have designed, made up, and had our representatives pass. So they mean something to the majority of us. Right? And this is our country. We love our country just like everybody else loves their country. And these laws have to be enforced. But guys, I got to get going. Thank you everybody for coming in. Any last words for you three fine fellas?
No, brother, have a nice night. Have a nice day.
All right. See you later, brother. Lawrence, thanks for coming in, brother. I followed you, by the way, okay? Go follow those other guys as well so we can stay in contact. All right?
When it comes to GOT, okay, when it comes to GOT, I want to get back to something I said earlier. If we want better wages, we have to take a stand. And the best stand we could take, in my humble opinion, based on what I've seen over the decades, is we stop. We stop.
Don't go to work?
We don't go to work.
Yeah.
I'm taking vacation.
Yeah.
I'm taking a few weeks off.
I feel the flu coming on. I'm going to be sick for 2 or 3. We all just happened to get the flu for 3 days.
God bless everybody. Semper Fi.
God bless you, brother. Yep. Pastime, any last words before we go?
No. You still need to call me. We need to arrange you to be put onto the page so that when you're nanner, you're going to be able to get right back up so people know where you are actually at, because that's one of the biggest things we're dealing with right now. Go look at my profile.
Okay.
Look at how many followers I have.
Okay.
If you remember, I had 3,000 2 weeks ago.
Right.
I don't know. That account is gone. All those videos are gone. I can repost them, but
Wow.
they're gone. They're gone off the internet. They're gone. Their history gone. So
Yeah.
we're
All right.
forming where people can actually find us, where you're going to have a setup exactly like this right here, where you can have people join in or whatever. We're forming a whole system just like this. It will take time, but we literally need to unite so that we have those people to actually follow us and they know where we're at. So
Yep.
they can't take us down.
I agree. It's freedom, right? Okay, I'll call you Sunday.
You're not going to get it here. I promise you're not going to get it here.
I know. Yep, I know. All right, I go back out Sunday after church, so I'll give you a call Sunday if that's all right. After church, I'll be driving all
Put
day.
me on your calendar, dude. I know you're a busy man, but
Yeah.
put me on your calendar, would you?
I will. Promise. All right, brother. See you later.
Great day. God bless.
Yep. All right, everybody. Go follow all those folks, those fine folks that were up. I love every one of you. Oh, what's your ETA? You just now joined it, bro. We're ending the live. Darn it. Just now, ETA, man. Oh, I wish you could have been here. Okay, so those of you that don't know, the GOT Act, overtime pay for truck drivers, please support the GOT Act. It literally benefits you. $500 if you're a company driver, $1,400 if you're an owner-operator per week extra in your wallet. I know y'all want more money. Please call your 2 senators, call your congressmen. It's 3 phone calls. It's 3 phone calls to make an extra $500 to $1,400 a week. Come on. I know you have a tiny bit of time to make that kind of money. I mean, you're working 70 hours a week anyway, right? Make the 3 phone calls. Everybody that did tap that screen and liked, everybody that shared, everybody that commented, I really appreciate you. That's how we're going to get this algorithm up and get into the algorithm where we meet more people and talk to more truck drivers. Stay tuned for more. Please follow us on, give us a subscription over on YouTube. We're on X, we're on Facebook, and we're on Instagram. We're going to be streaming live on Instagram and Facebook. Also, coming in 5 weeks. We have to wait 60 full days. So we have 5 more weeks for that. Right now we're streaming on YouTube, TikTok, and X. For those of you on X and YouTube, thank you so much for joining. Like, shares, commenting. That's what we want. If anybody contacts you with my mug on there, saying anything about Truckers Unite Now, asking for money, do not give money. We will never ask you guys for money, ever. We don't want your money. We want your support, okay? We want you at the truck stops to tell truck drivers we are uniting. 1 truck driver at a time, 1 mile at a time. That's our slogan, okay? We are uniting as truck drivers. I want everybody to get that in their mind. Please talk to each other. A lot of us are out there. We're depressed. We have a lot of anxiety. We're missing our families. Let's bring it back like it was in the 70s, where we actually talk, where we find somebody and sit down and buy them dinner. Have lunch with somebody. You'd be surprised the stories that you'll hear. Everybody has a story to tell. Every human being is extremely important in this industry, okay? I love you guys. Truck Drivers Unite Now. Thank you for joining. 1 Corinthians chapter 16, 13, and 14. I try to live my best by this every single day of my life, but I am a sinner. I'm not perfect. I am a human. 1 Cor 16, 13, and 14 says, be on your guard. Stand still in the faith. Be courageous. Be strong. Do everything in love. And a truck driver is supposed to be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And on my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the truck law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. I love all of you, trucker family. I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to go spend some time with my kids because I am on home time right now. We'll try to do another live tomorrow, but stay tuned for more videos and just support us that way, please. And thanks again, everybody. Thank you for all the follows. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate every single one of you, okay? Follow each other. Go to each other's groups. Follow each other. That's how we get this thing to go viral and get the word out there. We are trying our hardest to save the American trucking industry, okay? And to save America. I'm never going to give up. Till my last breath, I love America. I love trucking. I love God. I love my family. And it's worth saving. American trucking is so awesome. You know, it's a love-hate relationship, right? So join us for more. We love you guys. And we're out. See you next time. Thanks for joining. See you later, X. And thanks for joining. You two beautiful souls. Thanks for joining. See you later. And for YouTube, thanks for joining. Really appreciate you guys. Truckers Unite Now. Out.